What's up, fam? Decided to get a couple runes. Said it's all or nothing at all. Said it's all or nothing at all. So we got one rune out. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, the next rune. We got one more. These are made from lapis lazuli, so they feel good. I need the healing energy. And so, our last rune. Let's put these away. Alright, and let's decode. Alright, so the first one we have, this is daggers. Interesting because the page that is on is 117. It's my birthday. Daggers. 117. Alright, so the key words for this is daylight, success, hope, breakthrough, transformation, balanced. Okay, it's given sun card, 10 of cups. I know I'm definitely seeing daylight after the week that I've had. Just felt like heavy energy was on me, but I'm glad that I'm getting over that. Still feeling a little bit of it, but I'm getting over it. But it says daggers is the rune of daylight and is considered a very beneficial sign in any reading. For the ancient Norse, daylight was a precious commodity during the long, cold winters. Daggers is associated with the contrasting blessing of midsummer, when the days are long and the sun is at the height of its power. So it speaks of increased growth, prosperity, strength, good health, general well-being are indicated by this rune. It says you'll be encouraged to remain optimistic, and keep your focus on the light as positive new developments unfold. It says daggers is also known as the dawn rune, and as such represents new hope and emerging from darkness into light. Hallelujah. You may have recently undergone a dark night on a physical, emotional, or spiritual level and are now able to greet the new day with the hard-won clarity and confidence. If that ain't the truth, I don't know what is. Definitely felt like I went through a dark night of the soul energy. So I'm so grateful for this. It says there is also a related aspect of protection. Okay. Some of my readings did speak about cover myself with protection energy. So protection, as daylight, is considered a protective force guiding us out of danger and onto the right path and keeping unwanted influences at bay. You are out of harm's way. Hallelujah. So you can rejoice in safety and look forward to new openings and opportunities. It says, as the first light of dawn breaks through the dark of night, daggers also represent the breakthrough of insight and inspiration, whether in artistic, creative level, or in terms of spiritual enlightenment. Okay. On the last reading I just did, kind of spoke about the dark night that I went through, and I named it a spiritual ascension. Brings a God level of forgiveness that allows your birthright, and I forget what else, but I felt like this dark night has to do with this spiritual enlightenment. And of course, I felt like what comes along with that is the creativity. So this room may be pointing to a time when you have access to communion with divine energies, perhaps even psychic knowledge of situations or events that eludes everyone else. And that's possibly the last reading I did spoke about, surrendering that fear of intimacy, that God level of forgiveness, because you are a vessel for Source's unconditional love between, heaven and earth, space and time, right? It says, whatever the case, spiritual development and advancements are indicated here, period. Divine light is guiding you along your path, and you are making steady progress. Okay. It says additional meanings. The symmetrical shape of daggers represents balance between opposing energies. The bottom of the deck, and the last reading was Libra, and Libra was all about, balance. So I felt like that was the energy over the read. Didn't feel like it necessarily had to do it with any person's particular sign or anything. It was just the energy of balance, and so this is adding to that, So the balance between opposing energies, dark and light, up and down, movement and stagnation. Depending on the context of the reading, this rune may be reminding you to seek more balance in your approach to a problem or in your daily life in general. Alternatively, daggers can point to a major transformation. Definitely feel like I went through a major transformation or fundamental change in your life. And change did come up in the previous read. Some have compared the rune's shape to the wings of a butterfly. And remember, we had that analogy of the butterfly, of having to struggle out of the cocoon. If you break it out, it's going to fall to the ground and die because it didn't get the strength that it needed to, fight outside, to break out of the cocoon in order to fly. So I do feel like, my ascension symptoms, I had to struggle through that. And through that struggle, again, like I said in the previous read, I learned a lot, about, massage therapy, which is my chosen field. And as time progresses, I have to see how everything lines up, because right now I'm freshly out of it, and I really feel like I need to rest, but I feel charged. Even when you don't feel it, you still the bitch. You a bad bitch, chick. You a bad bitch. Even when you don't feel it, you still the baddest. Sis, you the baddest. You a bad bitch. Even when you don't feel it, you still the bad bitch. You a bad. Even when you don't feel it, you still the bad. Divinity is your true nature. Divinity is your true nature. Magic baby, you a creator, and Jenny bad vibe, you the terminator. The only way is up, divine no matter what. Ascension is our mission, we don't give a fuck. I know, I was feeling myself, and I needed that encouragement after the dark night of the soul that I just told y'all I went through. This is what I needed, okay? So, my bad. But, wings of the butterfly invoking the beautiful winged completion of what can start out as an uncomfortable or frightening, baby, it was frightening transition. If you are feeling immobilized or uprooted by major changes in your life, which I did feel immobilized, I was literally immobilized. Literally immobilized. It took everything in me to move. I had to just breathe my way through it. It was frightening. by major changes in your life, let dagas be a reminder of the positive results of necessary transformation. But even through it, I felt like it was a necessary transformation. Even though I was in fear for my life, I didn't know what was going on. And it says daga has no reversed meanings, and that's on period. The magical uses for good luck, promote positive transformations, increase in wealth, turning the corner in a challenging situation. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit, for helping me and allowing me to turn the corner in this challenging situation. My goodness, spiritual or creative breakthrough, and that's on period. That's on period. What's our next room? We have Ihawas. This is the next room that we are going to decode. 96, 15, add to a 6, 96. Whew. I already see it's heavy. Elwise. Death, regeneration, rebirth, changes, and magic. Okay? I did feel like I went through a death and a rebirth, a regeneration. Whew. It says Elwise represents the U tree, Y-E-W tree, making it symbolic of both death and regeneration. Yeah. This is happening to me. The yew is highly toxic plant to humans and livestock, and poisons made from the tree were used for both murder and suicide in ancient times. However, yew is also considered a tree of life due to its evergreen nature and its extreme longevity. The wild yew tree can live for thousands of years. When they do begin to die, they can be regenerated by their own daughter trees that grow inside their decaying trunks. This combination of qualities make the yew and its representative rune, Elwise, an extremely powerful symbol of the cycle of life and death. Elwise doesn't indicate literal death, but rather an ending that will lead to a new beginning. If things seem to be at a halt, be patient. And in my previous reading that I did, for myself, patience came out twice. Okay? If things seem to be at a halt, be patient. You're being asked to allow an old situation to fall away so that new developments can come into your life. Alternatively, you may be experiencing a metaphorical death. That's not the motherfucking truth. In the form of leaving behind old ways. Then, I don't know if you saw my last reading, but I said the old you is falling away. The old you is falling away. In my reading that I did for myself, the old school came up, which stated about releasing outdated beliefs. I didn't publish that reading because that was just for me. But, bruh. Leaving behind old ways, allowing old aspects of yourself to die away. Now that they are no longer serving you. The last reading that I did publish, I did say a God level of forgiveness. Because you're letting those old ways die away because they are no longer serving you. They're blocking your intimacy with people, blocking you from being able to connect with God's people, because you are meant to be used as a vessel, God's vessel for his unconditional love. So that those negativities had to be removed. It says, don't resist the changes that are underway. Rather, learn to go with the flow and be flexible. And I know while I was going through this, I said I'm going to alchemize all of this pain that I'm going through. My intention was to alchemize it into strength and to using it to making me feel better and more balanced. It says you may not be able to see it now, But what you are currently dealing with is paving the way for a new and improved situation. Y'all, I want to cry. I want to bust a tear, But it's anyway. Airwise is often compared to the death card in tarot, though the runes as we know them precede the tarot by at least 1,000 years. Interestingly, both carry the number 13. The death card is the 13th in the major arcana, and Airwise is the 13th rune in the elder Futhark. Like Airwise, the death card is as much about generation and new beginnings as it is about endings. Airwise is also positioned in the middle of the runic alphabet, signifying that death is only the end of a cycle and never the end of the story. Death is the end of a cycle and never the end of the story. Additional meanings. As a symbol of the U and of regeneration, Airwise is also associated with magical work, particularly of a protective nature and or in dealing with transformation. I know one thing, I need to walk around with these runes in my pocket on me at all times as the energies are balancing from what I just went through. It says it has been called a symbol of the gateway to the underworld and of deliberate journeys to the non-physical realm in search of knowledge and understanding. According to some scholars, the rune is more of a magical symbol than a letter, as it is rarely seen as an actual runic writing. In this context, Airwise may indicate that you have more power than you realize to navigate the changes that you are experiencing, and you may be able to actively facilitate your transformation rather than simply waiting for external forces to change. Didn't I say that I told myself that I am going to alchemize all of this pain? That I'm going to alchemize all of this pain that I'm going through, and it was bad. And that some period says, in some reading, Airwise may point to an aspect of your past that you have not resolved. Until you do, this incident, relationship, or other circumstance will continue to hinder you. Address it now so that you can fully move forward. Didn't I say in the previous reading, a God level of forgiveness has been released? Whew. Airwise has no reverse meaning. Another rune that has no reverse meaning. Magical use is protection, overcoming obstacles, spiritual development, strengthen personal and magical power. Good banishing rune, divination, past life recall. Okay, and so our last rune we have here kind of look like a chicken foot. This is Elhaz 100, reduces to 1, new beginnings, and it's literally on the next page. Protection, defense, and opportunity. All of them speaks of protection. This one is bringing opportunity and defense. It says Elhaz is the rune of defense and protection. Its shape is said to represent both the elk and its imposing antlers, and the sedge plant whose sharp leaves acts as a natural protection from would-be predators. Both images illustrate the power represented by this rune, a built-in protective force that discourages negative influences from affecting your personal experience. You're protected. You're protected no matter what you're going through. Drawing Elhaz indicates that you're safe from danger. Thank you, Spirit. It's like I said, when I was going through it, I was wondering, it's like, did I do something wrong? But it was just a necessary part of the spiritual journey. There's good, there's bad. It's the duality of it all. But it's all about your perception and how you see it. You're safe from danger and that there is no need to fear. However, don't take the protective energy for granted by being reckless with your actions. As this rune does not mean that there's no danger present whatsoever, it simply means that as long as you remain alert, clear-minded, and in touch with your intuition, you are headed for a positive outcome. Elhaz has also been interpreted as a symbol of reaching up to connect with the divine for support. By listening to your higher guidance, you will know which moves to make to stay out of harm's way. Elhaz reversed may indicate that you have been doing just the opposite, losing touch with your intuition or even your common sense. You are advised to be on guard for any trouble that may be coming towards you while you have been disconnected to your higher guidance. There is a sense of vulnerability around you at this time, the potential for danger, negative influence coming from unexpected directions, but you're protected. Okay. It says don't become paranoid or paralyzed with fear, however, as these reactions block your clarity and prevent you from navigating the situation safely. Make sure you are taking care of your physical, mental, and emotional health at this time and avoid making rushed decisions. Okay, additional meanings. Elhaz can also refer to upcoming opportunity or quest. Usually this involves one or more other people, which is possibly why the previous reading says surrender your fear of intimacy. Why you needed to go through this, because there's an opportunity coming that you may need other people. So listen to the other read. It says who may bring an offer or invitation to join an adventure of some kind. As long as your intuition agrees, go for it. This is a favorable time for a new endeavor, and it is likely to produce positive results at a rapid pace. If the central question of the reading relates to new ventures, particularly one involving risk, then Elhaz is an indicator of good fortune. Okay, magical uses: protection from negative energy and people, protection of property, strengthen friendships, and astral communications. Okay, the reverse meaning, someone may be trying to take advantage of you. Be wary of both business and romantic relationships with people that you have just met or don't know very well. Investigate all possible angles. Don't hesitate to decline an offer if anything seems off. Remember, your intuition is your protection when Elhaz come to play. So get back in tune with your intuition. You may be off. You may not have been following your intuition. So make sure you get back in tune with it. Baby, I'm going to carry these with me all day today. That is the Rune Reading. Hope they helped in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Excuse me. I love you all. And until next time, peace.